Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Moringa to the Table with Mariana Price from South Africa and Moana Gill from Malaysia. And we are very excited. Today we've got the Life Skills Digital Institute from Uganda. And we've also got Coach Stewart here, also from Uganda, but he is at the moment here in South Africa. And we are having, a lot of work we're doing for Moringa, for the farmers, for everything good out there to teach people and bring knowledge, over to the world. And
That's
Moana,
great.
good morning.
Good morning, Mariana. Nice to see you. Always smiling and cheerful. It's lovely. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. We always have to be happy because that's what we need to show the world. That doesn't matter.
Yes.
Sometimes we have little challenges or we have, little ups and downs, but we're always positive and we always try and bring, good word and excitement out there, especially when it comes to food, good food, moringa, food that the farmers are growing is very important. You can see
Yes.
this morning at Moringa to the Table, I've prepared like all the drinks, the tea, and what we
Yes.
use in the tea, and why it's so important that we take the liquids in from Moringa. And you
Yes.
can see I've got warm drink here. You can add a little bit of oats, muesli. You
Yeah.
can add it in a warm with coconut milk in your with your Moringa and hot water, and you
Yes.
can make a very soft drink, but it is drink that early morning if you're in a
Yeah.
hurry. And
Yeah.
it's almost like a smoothie, but it's a warm smoothie. And
Yeah.
then we've got here some moringa. Some people in India, they're very brave. They
Yeah.
take the moringa, straight as it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
the
That was
powder
a
in the
little
hot
bit.
warm water or cold water, and it's like a shot. They just
Yeah.
drink it. I'm
Yeah.
not that brave. I take my capsules. I love taking my capsules, but then I
Yeah.
also love my moringa tea
Yeah.
because you can see there's different ways. We've got here when it's mixed with juice, and then we've got it, with mint in it. We've got, and you can see their coach is looking, at ingredients. There's the ingredients. I use moringa, lavender, mint, and rooibos. Because it's a good combination that gives you a lot of energy. And I've
Yeah.
also got different ways here how we can, if you put it in the hot water, the warm
Yes.
water, then it infuse. You see, there's some different infusing, or you can put it and you can actually use the sieve to actually take out all the leaves when you
Yes.
use it. And I put my tea bags, I do the mix, and then I put it in tea bags, and
Yeah.
then I sell it, as a Mariana Bella tea.
Mm.
But it's very exciting because I put fresh lavender in, not dried lavender. I
Yeah.
put in as well. It brings, when you look at the tea bag, you can actually see, if you look in there, you can actually see the colors. You see the colors of the tea bags, the mix. You can see it in the tea bag, and it's a very refreshing feel and look. And yeah, it's also taste that we have to get used to. Not many people are used to, the taste. And Moana, how do you drink your moringa with
Well,
tea?
I
Which
I
one you like?
usually, yeah, actually, Mariana, because we have I have a lot of fresh moringa. So actually, I'm not into using powders or capsules. I use it basically straight from the tree. So early in the morning, I have one glass of moringa tea, which is just hot water steeped with moringa leaves. And yesterday, I experimented by making a different kind of soup. Um, the moringa drumsticks, soup with the
Yes,
drumstick.
beautiful.
Yes. So what I did
Mm.
was I took the drumsticks and I boiled them. And then after I boiled them, then of course it's a little bit more tedious than normally. Then of course you cut it open and scrape out all the jelly and the seed of it. And then there there are two ways in which you can do it. One is if you want to do it in the Western style, then of course I put in a little bit of butter, and in the butter I put a little bit of garlic and a little bit of flour to make like a roux. And once
Yes.
the you have the roux, then I put in this moringa pulp that I have taken out.
Awesome.
And
Yes.
yeah, and that pulp, actually, if you want, you can blend it also. But if you don't want to blend it, and you're quite happy to have little bits of the seed and the jelly part of it, that's quite delicious as well. And then you add in the water from the moringa drumstick that you had boiled already, which has a lot of nutrients. So then I add that water into the soup and let it cook nicely, and then add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And towards the end, Mariana, I add a little bit of milk. So
Yes.
it becomes like the cream of moringa soup, and it's really nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. And you talking there about it becomes creamy. We can
Yes.
also, if you look at the health value, you can also use your coconut cream or the coconut
Yes.
milk,
Yes. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's also very, very nice,
Yeah.
in your curries, or if you make a curry soup or
Yeah.
something. And with moringa, it blends very, very well. I always also enjoy it as well. I
Yeah.
love soup. And remember,
And
soups are also for the elderly and for children. You can
yes,
make it drinkable soups, a soup
exactly.
that
And
is
for children
drinkable.
as well. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that you put in a cup and they drink it. They can maybe
Yeah.
take a piece of bread or a roll or something and just
Yes.
dip it in
Yeah.
the soup and eat it as well. So that
Yeah.
it becomes, like a nice, enjoyable meal.
Yeah.
And that's also something, if you do travel somewhere and you don't want to stop and eat, you can
Hmm.
even put that soup, you can put in a flask.
Sure. And
And
take
what
it
we
with
do is,
you.
if we
Yeah.
leave early in the
Yeah.
morning and we have to travel somewhere, especially say down to Cape Town or something, and we only stop once or twice, on the
Hmm.
long journey, then what
Yeah.
we do is we always put, something in the car with us, that we can stop and just quickly have something,
Sure.
so that you don't waste time, stopping over
Hmm.
for sitting down to eat. And you're also saving money by that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can spend money on something else.
Of
So what we
course.
do is we love soup. Soup is very nice,
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
teas, because remember, this gives you energy. It's
Yeah.
like an energy drink, because
Yeah.
moringa's got so much energy in it.
Hmm.
Moringa's got 19 nutrients. It's
Yeah.
got 47 antioxidants. It's got 36 anti-inflammatory. It's got 25 vitamins and minerals. It's got
Yeah.
27% plant-based protein. And all the essential amino acids are in there. So that is dense packed of
Yeah.
deep, deep value. And for the young people, children, and for the elderly, it's very good, because the
Yeah.
children needs to have a lot of energy, because they're growing up, they're learning, they need healthy thinking and all that. And then the elderly are losing their stem
Yeah.
cells, are dying off, so they need to bring back health and energy to their body in
Yeah.
other ways. And this is where moringa comes in as very, very important. And I just want to mention a few other things, Moana, and then we can go back to you. It's the digestion.
Yeah.
It helps for asthma. It helps for rheumatism, arthritis, epilepsy, diarrhea, stomach pains, stomach
Yeah.
ulcers, heart problems, headaches, kidney stones, thyroid disorders. And it's an immune booster, also antibacterial, antifungal. And
Yeah.
then it's promoting libido, it's
Yeah.
increasing energy, and it's
Yeah.
an anti-inflammatory. It's reducing wrinkles, constipation. It helps with mental focus, and that's again there by the children. And if you're a
Yeah.
business, or you need, to focus, that helps. Moringa helps for that. Blood
Yeah.
sugar, so your diabetes, it help a lot for that. Wound healing, detoxification, gum diseases, diabetes, and cancer. So
Mm.
this is so amazing product that we have. Moringa is a tree. It's a miracle tree. It's the tree of life. And I just feel that people are missing out if they don't
Yes.
know it, and if they don't understand the true deep value of moringa. They are
Mm.
missing to feed their bodies in a very quick and fast way of valuable nutrients. And you have the fresh trees there, Moana. So you are really enjoying, the fresh trees. And like you said, you steep
Yes.
your tea from the fresh leaves. Tell us a
Mm.
little bit more so people can understand how you do that method.
And
I also do it, but let's
yeah.
hear your side.
Yeah, the soup recipe that I was talking to you just now, when we
Yes,
make it in, when I add a little bit of milk or coconut milk, as you said, so it becomes like cream of moringa soup. But the same thing, what we can do is, without adding the cream, you just take a little bit of butter and you put in a little bit of onion, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of garlic, and fry it, and then your moringa pulp, you put it inside there and give it a little bit of like 2 or 3 minutes of stirring, and then you can add some chopped tomatoes as well, or you can use canned tomato, and then you add the water from the moringa that you have boiled, which has all the nutrients, and then you add
yes,
it, and you can put a little bit of turmeric if you like, and salt. So that kind of and on the top to garnish, you can have fresh coriander leaf and things like that. So that soup then becomes more palatable for Asian people, because it's not creamy. It's but a little bit more. It has got a little bit of a different kind of a taste that people are more used to. And I'm trying very
yes,
hard, Rihanna, to try and do some uh, uh, recipes like that, which I want to. I'm hoping that some of uh, the nursing homes, or the homes where the elderly live, I'm hoping that these people might look at it and include it in the menu for the aged. And it is so simple to do. It doesn't cost that
yes,
much. It doesn't cost any money, and it is so nutritious. But Mariana, is a little bit of an uphill battle, because even in Malaysia, not many, although we grow a lot of moringa leaves privately more than in any other way, people don't know how to eat it. They don't
yes,
know.
Moana. I know. I agree with you. That is why we are doing this show every
Yeah,
Wednesday morning, to make sure, and afternoon by you, so that we make sure that we teach the people the value. It's not
yeah.
expensive to put
No,
those seeds
and
into
it's
the
so
soil.
easy, so easy.
It's not complicated. It's really,
No.
really not complicated. They can even grow. You can see here. I just want to show you. There's a moringa here in a pot. You
Yeah,
see, this is
yeah,
now winter and it's still
mm,
growing, but you can put 5 or 6 moringas, seeds in a pot, and you can still grow it, and you can
yeah,
eat the leaves, and you just keep making, seedlings. You can keep
yeah,
making seedlings, so that but there's more and more moringa available.
yeah,
So we have a wonderful project rolling out from Africa, but it is covering the whole of the world. And what we're doing with Farm Ventures, it is Moringa is now backed by the farmer's coin. So there's going to be a lot of awareness, a lot of action going out there regarding Moringa. And
mm,
that will be wonderful, because we know that Moringa needs, a little bit more action. People need,
yes,
there's a lot of Moringa growers out there that do not supply the local market.
yeah,
And I want to make sure that the local markets are covered with
yes,
Moringa. It's very,
yeah,
very important,
yeah, yeah,
because the people from every country needs to have access to Moringa. It
yeah.
is not just for a certain elite. It is
No,
not just for certain groups. It
it's for
must
everybody.
be it must be out there, advocating more health and healing efforts that we have to put out there. And I'm very excited for this. I'm very, very excited for this, because, like I said, it's now backed by the farmer's coin. So
Yeah,
that means that more and more people is going to be aware, and people are going to start growing a little bit more moringa, because we can put it into so many foods, so many dishes.
yeah,
And if we don't teach them how to use it, they're not going to do it. But
yeah,
it's with many vegetables out there. I know that when I grew up, there was many, many boys and men that said, oh, they only eat meat or fish, they don't eat vegetables. And it was a going thing for
yeah,
20 years or 30 years, where it was like certain people would say they don't eat vegetables. And I
yeah,
thought to myself, but why not? Because they are missing out on the good nutrients. And then
yeah,
suddenly it started where They're developing, different diseases and shortages in the bones. So the bones were breaking, and they're having arthritis and diabetes and all these problems. And I can tell you now, it all stems out from that original I do not eat vegetables. And now
Yes.
moringa is like a vegetable, but
Yes.
not many people, even people that buys the moringa capsules from all of us,
Mm.
they even start forgetting to take the moringa, because
Yes.
I know how many people I give capsules to. Today they will remember to take it, tomorrow maybe,
You may
and the
forget it.
third day they've
Yes.
forgotten.
Yeah.
So we need to bring it into our daily, like I said many times with our show, put it
Right.
in the kitchen. Make sure it's part of your pantry. It's part of what you're cooking with and what you are
Yeah.
serving
But
on the plate to your
that's
people.
fruit
And from a
and the
young age,
different times also.
from a very young age, we have to make
Not so
sure
much that you
that
like.
people learn to understand it very,
Yes.
very well, and
Yeah.
how they bring it into their meals. Yes,
So
Moana.
so yesterday, Mariana, I had about 6 or 7 ladies, friends of my neighbors, and they all came to the house, and I cooked with Moringa, and we had a lunch which
Yes.
they all enjoyed, but they had never ever tried Moringa. And I also spoke to them a little bit about the benefits of Moringa, etc., etc. And I feel very strongly, Mariana, that women play a very important role in this, because they are
Yes.
the
Yes.
hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. They are
Absolutely.
influencers, so they can
Yes.
influence their husbands, they can influence their children to try that kind of thing. So slowly, slowly. So yesterday when I was talking to them, I said, my mantra is grow moringa, eat moringa. And I gave each one of them one moringa plant. And I said, go home and plant. And I said to them,
Beautiful.
if each one of them can get 3 friends, tell 3 friends about Moringa. And those 3 friends then can tell another 3 friends. So we get a little bit more awareness. We need awareness. And people are
Yes,
not
and remember, that's
yeah,
like a wave. It's
yeah,
like a wave that rolls out, because now, like you say, three more, it just doubles, doubles,
yeah,
doubles,
yeah,
doubles
yeah,
up. And that is why now, since I would say 2016, 17, that it started, people start more
yeah.
talking. But in the beginning, people were not talking about
No,
moringa.
no,
People were
no.
thought it was just another craze, that's
Yeah,
going,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
hitting the world, and people talk and it's nonsense. But now, after it's like many years later, we've never stopped talking about moringa. I mean, I know my efforts through Shine Africa, I've always pushed it very hard. And it's like we just keep doing. We've never asked for money or
No,
funding or
no,
anything.
no.
It's just all of us that are the influencers. We have just all the time go and promote it, talk about it, teach about it. And there's more teachings going to come in now. And I'm
Yeah,
excited. I'm excited to know what is happening, out there in the world. And there's some beautiful people, beautiful projects rolling out with
yeah,
Moringa, but they have to make sure they have off-take agreements, they have proper plans and
yeah.
everything. But yes, Moringa is now backed by something very, very important that God has put for us on this earth. And
And
that
I
is
was,
why we're also grateful to Coach Stewart, that he's, come along and he's helping us, and he's brought a beautiful, beautiful, coin, for Moringa, and to help us and to roll out these lovely programs. And that's
and
why Brenda
yeah,
is also here from the Digital
yeah,
Skills Institute. And
yeah,
what she's also doing is she's teaching young children, from a very young age, the value and everything. And every time they will come and listen to us, they will learn more, understand. And our videos are going out now. Jeanette is preparing it for us. So that's wonderful. And then all those videos will go into our notitia that is decentralized, so nobody can change our messages that's going out there, and our education that's going out there. So that's all locked into our linked into our blockchain, the
yeah.
ventures blockchain, farm ventures blockchain. So we're very, very excited and very happy about it. And Moana, yes, and you're doing wonderful work, and thank you for all the efforts.
Not
because
in,
without your efforts, it
but
would not be
in a very
possible.
in a small
Mm.
way, but at least I think it's one step at a time, and hopefully something will happen. But the other thing I've got to
Yes,
tell you, which you probably already know, that there was in the news yesterday about Ian, and how she's her plan to plant 1 million trees in
yes,
Southeast
yes,
Asia,
our
and she's
friend.
doing such a good job of it.
Yes, yes,
And so
yes,
in
yes.
I suppose each one of us do whatever we can in our own way. I don't ha- we My audience is small, but I'm trying to, you know, slowly penetrate into different areas, into schools. And I have an on this Saturday, I have about 40 people. We are doing, like I showed you, a parent child together.
Yes,
And I thought,
yes.
that would be a good way talking to them about Moringa, and I'm giving them each a Moringa little plant to go back home and grow, and then they will do the Moringa omelette, and they will do the pancakes. So again, there will be a
Very
little bit
healthy.
more. Yeah, very
Yes,
healthy.
Moana, that is
Yeah,
very, very healthy. And that's very important, that
yeah,
we bring the mothers, the families,
yeah,
the children together and we teach them the skills, how to do it, how to include the Moringa. Because without that, how do they know? How do they learn? Yes,
yeah.
you've got your recipe books out there, and the more of them is going to acquire, recipes. How do they cook and how do they understand it? But not everyone grew up, knowing how to change recipes and how to change information, that they have
and
from
and also and also
the
don't
books.
forget, Mariana,
Yes,
it's also a mindset. With a lot of people, it's
absolutely.
so much easier to just take 2 pills instead of having to worry about getting the leaf or the drumstick and then bringing it home and then cooking it and then consuming it. The easier way is that, well, we just get the capsules, and then I have. But I think what you and I are trying to say, that apart from the benefit of it, there's also a taste. What you're cooking and what you're preparing has got a very nice taste that people can enjoy the
Yes,
taste as well. It is easy, and at the same time it gives you a lot of nutrition. So I'm trying again,
yes,
try and see if I can get into hospitals to try and talk to the people in the hospital to include moringa in their patient's diet.
yes. Mona, you know what? Because I've gone that route, and often we are facing the challenges
Yep,
because government has got a lot of control over that, and
yep,
the bodies that are controlling, the hospitals, because you've got to first apply, then you've got to include it
yes,
into
yes,
the nutritional program and the plan and all that, and often they do not want to change.
yes, I
And it
know
is
that.
that mindset. It is that
Yeah,
mindset. So I've gone that route with social development, in the feeding programs, the hospitals, and all that.
yeah,
But I think I can tell you now, between now and the next year, this time, there's going to
mm,
be big changes in hospitals and in frail care, centers, the children's schools, and everywhere. Within the next year, we will find they will start including it, and that
mm,
is part of our mission,
mm,
at Farm Ventures, to make sure that the nutrition for all of those things start changing. And
yeah,
we will have an impact. We will have our voices out there, and the voices are speaking loud and clear.
yeah,
Me and you, our voices are speaking very loud. And we are advocating, we are pushing, we are talking, and it's very important. It's very, very, and even, for me, I'm running a campaign, Shine Africa campaign. It's to plant, for the planting of moringa trees for the, global campaign for peace education, because peace education is very important. You
yeah,
need to understand what is peace in a home. If you want
yeah,
peace in a home, you need food, good
yeah,
food, healthy food. You need the safety of your home. And if you can think properly and you have a job and you can work, properly, because your food intake is good, then there will be peace. There will be
yeah,
calm in your body.
yeah,
There will be calm around you. And that is what a lot of houses are missing. We
yeah,
also need to bring it into the takeaway system, The franchises out there across the world, they need to start including it in their sauces. They need to start including it in their preserving in all the different ways. Like we can put mint in moringa, chocolate chips, with the ice cream.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not
Yeah.
developing a nice sauce that includes
Sure.
moringa, mint, and chocolate? Because those are
Yeah.
the taste, and people want like the mint and the chocolate, but
Mm.
include the moringa, and with
Yeah.
innovation,
Yeah.
they can change a taste a little bit so it's not so prominent. Even if it's that little bit of moringa every time, I think it can bring a big, big change in the end of the day. And
Um,
yes, we are very excited.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to tell you, Mariana, was the other day I was asked to come to one of these big government schools. It's a beautiful school, and one of the teachers was talking to me, and so we decided that we would do a moringa planting and then talk to the children about moringa and show them how to prepare, like an omelette or something like that. And then he wrote back to me and he said that because it is a government-run school, right? They are
Yes.
asking whether I have the qualification to teach them how to prepare moringa. Where
Moana, that's where a lot of, and I'm sorry to say to the governments, but that is where governments have gone very wrong. A lot of programs who's got mentors without the qualifications, but who's got the knowledge, has
yeah,
done bigger and better work and more successful work than maybe sometimes educated people. And I'm
yeah,
sorry to say it, but I'm very adamant about it.
yeah,
And I've been very, 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 I know what I'm talking about. I'm a mentor for many, many people. I see many programs rolling out, and there is no value, success behind it,
yeah,
because it is all just on paper, but it's not in practice. It's not a practical rollout. So the practical part is more important. And now all those educated people at the schools, they want to now control you and say, because you don't have a education paper behind your name,
that's right.
now
Yeah,
you are not qualified. And I
yeah.
can tell you, you are 20 times more qualified to talk about moringa than maybe any other, educated person about, that does not even know moringa. So
Mm.
how can they judge? You see, that is where I have a big problem, and I will have a big voice out there over and over about this point.
Yeah,
We need
yeah,
to speak up, and we need to bring our knowledge across. A lot of systems, even our electrical system here, at one time we hardly had electricity. Everything was failing, and it was just collapsing, collapsing, and collapsing. And then they tried to bring in some of the old people that used to work in the system, and they're not the new qualified people. But then when they brought them back in to actually help to recover the system and to bring it back into a working action again, that's when it recovered, a little bit. But so we need to look at these things, but we our voices will still keep going. So don't
yeah,
worry. if
yeah.
they
But
if
then,
you need if you need a certificate, I can give you a certificate from Shine Africa. We will give
yeah,
you a certificate through Farm Ventures. We will back you up by the farmer's coin.
yeah, because they asked me
So so
whether I
we
had,
we have
yeah,
we have
yeah.
a big voice.
They asked me whether I have any qualification. So I said I mean, I don't know anybody who really needs a paper qualification, but I did tell them that I have this from Moringa for Life. Mariko gave
Yes,
me a
Mariko.
certificate as a
Exactly. Yes,
but so
yes,
I sent them the honorary ambassador, and then there was another certificate she gave me, honorary educator. But obviously,
yes.
that was not enough for them.
Yes,
So
Moana,
I
I
don't
hear
know.
what
So
you're
it's
saying.
okay. I
It's
said,
not
forget it.
enough for them. They will fight us all the way. And remember, don't never give up. Never,
No,
never give up. We put our heads up. We advocate. We've got the knowledge. We have the understanding. We know what we're talking about. And never give up. Never, never, never give up. Our
you,
voices are great.
yeah,
They are. I mean, there's many books, written on Moringa as well. So
Yeah.
what more do they want? What more proof do they want? There's research papers done. So how can you misread it? If like all these things I've mentioned to you, all what's inside Moringa. It is public knowledge. My Facebook group page, Growing Moringa Trees, has got all the research papers, all the
Yeah.
talks, all the everything. And not one of us are lying about it,
Yeah.
because the knowledge is so secure and so true that, yeah, I mean, I can't say that it's going to heal someone, but it can assist someone
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
better. Because
Yeah.
if I still eat the wrong things, I don't eat healthy, I don't, I misuse some other stuff, like a lot of sugars and all that, then obviously you will still have a problem with diabetes. You
Sure.
know, so you have to. It's a whole, a together thing, something that is complete. You have to look at a holistic way of growing
Yeah.
and eating and living. And we
So,
are in old habits. We are
yeah.
in very,
Yeah.
very old habits,
Yeah.
and we need to change that.
So, Mariana, coming back to this, do you think it's possible for you to give me a certificate?
Yes, I can do that, Moana. I will do that for you. I will do a write up for you.
Yeah.
And, we can invite them also to Moringa to the table. So there's a lot of nice things we can do for them. I
Okay.
will definitely do that for you, Moana.
Okay. So if you mail it to me,
Yes,
then I'll print it out and I'll show it to them. And
absolutely.
I
Yes,
don't know.
Moana, it's like, nobody studies. We are not the scientists, but the scientists has
Exactly.
already done the work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
more do they want? The
I
scientist
don't.
has already done their
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
just a matter of, you know, getting the word out there.
Yeah.
And what better way than the way you do it? I mean, you do it with the children, you do it with the parents, you do it
Yeah.
with passion, you understand, you grew up with it, you know and you see. Yeah, it's just, remember, they don't want you to come and change their old habits, the
No.
system that's
Yeah.
already there. But let's
But
move into the new system, and we are very happy, to always support you, whatever we do and everything we do.
yeah.
And like you said, Ayan is planting those 1 million trees. That is
Yeah.
wonderful, because so many people are out there planting and, advocating and making sure people are doing some great work. We all are doing wonderful work out there to bring change for people.
And anyway, Mariana, you don't need a degree or you don't need any kind of qualification to do a recipe. A recipe is something that
Exactly.
you think about it and then you put two, three things together. And why would you need are you qualified enough to write a recipe?
Why
Why
not a
would anybody
system?
ask you something like that?
It's an old world's education system. That's the problem. It's an old world's education system, but soon they will realize there are many, many new systems coming along. And
Hmm.
when the new systems are going, getting out there, and the people will accept the new systems much easier, much better, because they know that will be the truth,
Yeah.
then you will quickly see how they're going to run to you and ask you for help, when their systems are starting to collapse.
I was
So
quite
that is very, very important.
I was quite taken aback when I was asked whether I was qualified enough to teach people about Moringa
No, you,
or talk.
oh, no, Moana, you are very, very qualified. Believe me. We will tell the world out there. And I hope those people that are asking you, will apologize in the end of the day. I mean, it's even like, my tea I make. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of, yeah, just have to make sure that if we sell to other people, it's okay.
mm,
You use your own, you give to friends and family and all that. But
yeah,
when you start supplying the world, then you
yeah,
have to have your certifications in place. And that's just to make
sure.
sure that things are in order, that you do clean business practices, that
That's
you
correct.
follow, the clean system. because you must remember, not many people are, hygienically
Yeah, yeah,
focused.
yeah, yeah,
People don't grow up like that. People are not used to it. So clean business practices are very important. And we are teaching that, in our teachings, in our homes and in everything we do. And but it's easy. It's not complicated. It's not complicated to teach someone, to follow clean practices. And
yeah.
once they do it a few times, they fall into a habit, and then the new habits are there, and it's good. It's brilliant. It's excellent. And then they can teach other people as well. So we also need to make sure that the standards are there, that the sciences, are backing us. We've got so many things backing us in Moringa. So yeah, I will support you, and I've always been supporting you, Moana.
I know that. I know.
100%.
So
Yes, yes, yes.
I will wait till I get a certificate from you.
Yes, yes, yes. We will draft it for you, a beautiful one, and we'll put it out there in the world. You are
Yes.
qualified, Moana. You are qualified. Between Mariko and myself, we can tell you you are definitely qualified. Yes, yes, yes. And I think our show is shortly coming to an end.
Yes.
So we are very excited because now we teach a world. We tell them they can use it in liquid form. They can use
Yes.
it with capsules. They can
Yes.
use it. I mean, even the teas. If you don't
Yeah.
have it, you see, you can put it in loose form. You can have,
Yes, you can.
loose
Yes.
tea.
Yeah.
And loose tea has been very, 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 famous.
Yeah.
And we even have. I studied to become a tea sommelier. A sommelier. A sommelier is somebody that actually qualifies to taste,
Yeah.
and to be able to understand different tastes that go together. And it's like they have alcohol sommeliers, they have the whiskey sommeliers, the wine
Yes. Yes.
sommeliers,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then to be a tea sommelier is something else, and I love it because and what happened to me during COVID, I lost my taste and my smell, and that damaged me so badly emotionally.
Yeah.
And I said, never ever do I want to, not be able to smell or taste. And I must say, everything has come back now beautifully, and I prayed so much over it that yes, now I can continue to be, a tea sommelier and to explain to people, look here, you're dipping.
Yeah.
You see, coach is showing there.